Why hello there, you lovely human. It's My Life here, and I'm going to talk to you today about Otome Juku. Now, Otome Juku is an interesting topic because this is actually a school that is being created in Japan right now, that their goal is to assist people who are either crossdressers or transgender to adopt the movements and the confidence to present as female in public. Otome Juku translates to maiden school, but the primary purpose of the organization is to assist people born physically as males to acquire the mannerisms and aura of a woman. The school was founded by Satsuki Nishihara, a transgender media personality, and offers instruction on a number of specialized topics. The school actually opens this week. They had an orientation, I believe, at the end of October, and they're basically running 3 different kinds of classes. The first class is their main class, which is a womanization class, which focuses on movement, confidence in wearing clothing, and just style and overall presentation as feminine in public. They also teach people how to converse like a female as well. So, as you know, men and women have different ways of speaking, so they teach them how to, choose the words differently and how to say the words in a way that is much more feminine. The second lesson they have is the makeup lesson, which is, as it says, the class helps them to do makeup technique, even if they have more masculine features. So it assists them in learning how to do makeup for their specific facial type, which is pretty interesting, I would say. And finally, the third class that they have available is the voice feminization class, which teaches their participants to learn how to talk in a more, or speak at a higher pitch. So instead of speaking at a lower pitch, they teach them how to raise their pitch gradually so that they can adopt a more feminine cadence, which is pretty useful. Also, the most interesting thing about this class is that they are opening it up to women as well. So for women who may feel uncomfortable with how they dress or their makeup technique, women who would want to learn how to become, more feminized, these classes are good for them as well. So the creator of the school, Satsuki Nishihara, had this to say about why she decided to start the school. I wanted to create a school to help people who, for example, buy a skirt or dress and want to dress like a woman, but don't have confidence in looking cute wearing it, which keeps them from dressing like a woman in public. This transgender female personality is stating that she wants to help people who are feeling unconfident about their appearance and female clothes to feel more confident. And as I said earlier, it also helps biological women who are feeling uncomfortable with themselves to gain the confidence to have a more feminine appearance. So what I want to talk to you guys about is what my thoughts are on this, about this being related to trans people. The idea of having a class like this is interesting in its own right. I think it's a great step in the right direction, especially since this class will be opening in Shinjuku Nichome, which is the hotspot for most gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender activities and businesses. Shinjuku is basically like the main ground for trans rights and just general civil rights for gay and lesbian people. Civil unions happen there as well. It's very much the centerfold for Japan as a whole for the LGBT community. But my thoughts on this is I feel that some people may perceive this in a more detrimental light. I know that there are people out there, like myself obviously, who at first lacked confidence. So the idea that Nishihara-san wants to open this school for people who want to be able to cross-dress more confidently, as well as for transgender people, is definitely a step in the right direction, but I feel that people may perceive this in a more negative light. It's not to say that I don't support the school. I think that it has a lot of good things. I think that there are people out there who aren't confident enough and who aren't, I guess, knowledgeable enough to basically just be themselves. But having a school like this that specifically focuses on the presentation that's necessary to be out in public confidently is, I feel it may seem like they want to make it so like this is a secretive thing, or that there may be certain people who are looking to pose as women as a trap. And I don't mean like that kind of trap. I mean like there may be people who may want to deceive people. And I think that with a school like this, there's the possibility that they may have participants who may be more than willing to pay the $55 American dollars to take this class, but there are people who may have malicious intentions. And again, I have no problem with this class. I just feel that it may be seen in a different light, and what I want to do is to kind of give people the reasons why I feel that is the case, or that may happen. And to add, the reason why I'm taking this approach with this kind of story, and I feel that it may be perceived in a negative light, is because of the fact that Otome Juku also offers the opportunity for people who would just want to have the experience of cross-dressing. They do offer a specialized experience that allows a person to cross-dress in female clothing, and also to have a photo shoot if they so choose for an extra cost. I believe it's $280 for the photo shoot, just so they have the memory forever in photo form. And so because of that, they offer that kind of service, which again, I think it's great. I think it could be a really fun thing, the experience of these people being able to dress in female clothes and have their makeup done and be able to have the photo shoot. I think it could be a really good teaching tool for people who may not quite understand the kind of thing or what it's like to cross-dress, or maybe they think that, oh, maybe I wouldn't look good in girls' clothes, or I wouldn't look good in makeup because of how my face looks. And then the school can kind of put that to the test, basically, and see what comes out of it. And I think that could be really, really useful for a good amount of people, especially in Japan, where the culture is very closeted. People are very much like, if I don't bother you, you shouldn't bother me. And it's kind of quietly judgmental there. So I think people who are curious can benefit from this class. But in the same right, I do feel that having a class like this could also lead to misgivings about what it means to be transgender. Mostly on what it means to be transgender, because this kind of class could give the perception that transgender people are generally just guys who want to dress up as females, and that's all it is, when it's much more than that. I myself obviously didn't take any classes. I didn't take any makeup classes. I didn't learn how to speak in a more feminine cadence. I wasn't taught how to speak in a more feminine cadence. And I wasn't taught on how to raise my pitch either, nor what clothes to wear. So I would say that I feel that it's important to make a distinction between people who cross-dress and people who are transgender. People who cross-dress generally want to have a certain experience wearing female clothes for whatever their reasons may be. And there's nothing wrong with that. If it doesn't hurt anyone, I feel that cross-dressers are just as valid, and it's just as important for people to be able to have that kind of lifestyle if they so choose. On the other hand, being transgender is something completely different from simply putting on female clothes and doing the makeup and then going out in public for whatever reason. It's very much a mental thing where someone may feel that they do not feel that they identify correctly as the gender that they have been assigned based on their sex. So I'm not saying that gender and sex are the same thing. They aren't the same thing, and they aren't intrinsically linked, but for all intents and purposes, I am a biological male, and for all intents and purposes, I am a female by gender. Biological male by sex, female by gender. And I think I need to make a video about this too, because I feel that there are a lot of people who may think that that there is a similarity between the two, and I think I need to talk about that too. But in the meantime, people need to understand that being transgender is a completely different thing from cross-dressing. Sorry. What people need to realize, and I think what may get lost with this kind of class, is that being transgender is for people who generally do not feel comfortable presenting as the gender they have been assigned or thought that they would have to live as. And this is their life. This is their entire life, flipped upside down, living honest and truthfully with a gender that they identify with. And that is where cross-dressing and being transgender differ largely. And what my hope is that this school will educate people on the differences between the two, and that their participants, whoever enrolls in their classes, will also have a chance to let the teachers know that they identify a certain way, or that they're simply people who enjoy cross-dressing, whether it be for cosplay or for personal reasons. And that's the only thing that I want. I sincerely hope that there is a proper distinction between the two, but again, that isn't going to help the perceptions that may arise in the public because of this kind of class. So I wish them all the best. I wish Otome Juku all the best of success in creating a safe space for people who want to improve their feminine perspective and presentation. I think that's a really great thing. And I just wanted to share this story with you guys because I thought it was pretty important to let you guys know about this interesting school that's happening in Japan right now. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate your subscription. I appreciate the likes and the comments that you guys have left me. If you're new to this channel, please be sure to subscribe if you'd like more of these kinds of videos. And if you enjoy this video, please be sure to give me a like. I really do appreciate it. So with that said, I will leave you with the usual. Until next, you lovely human.